Well, a pleasant good afternoon, friends, and welcome to another edition of Rouse Raider Baseball, live tonight on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. I'm Rob Hipp, along with my good friend and color analyst for the game tonight, Mr. Michael Francis. We are set for a good one here, back at home at Rouse, Texas, where tonight it's the visiting Elgin Wildcats. And, Michael, I'll send it over to you briefly, but we are set for a good game. We'll talk about it, but there are three teams tied for second place in 19-5A. Two of those are here tonight.
It's definitely a big time test right here. Elgin, strong team. Rouse coming off of dominating performances over the past 4 games. Rob, the Raiders, over the course of 28 innings, gave up only 3 runs, but scored 60.
Wow.
Huge run differential. So Raiders active all the way through their lineup, going through Pflugerville, Connolly, and then taking care of business last week when we were in a 4-way tie for second place against Hutto. We won Friday night 9-1, and then came back on Saturday and took the victory 12-2.
Well, talking about that run differential, you brought up a point that I was going to mention. In all games this season, Rouse has put up 105 runs. They've only allowed 30. You talked about just the terrific job they've done over the past 4 games, coming into the game tonight on a 4-game winning streak as well. Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chad Krempine. I'll turn it over now for that interview. Rouse Raider Baseball continues on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. Rob Hipp down here pregame with Coach Chad Krempine. Coach, 9-3 on the season. Talk to us briefly about where y'all are standing right now here in 19-5A.
The fact that we're in a position to get in the playoffs is always good. And trying to fight and get the highest seed we possibly can. We're not ecstatic with second, third, or fourth, whatever we end up with. Which we expect to get one of those. I've done this for a long time. I really feel like I kind of let one get away against Georgetown the last time we played them. I had 2 of our top pitchers available and kind of played to make sure that we got those next 2, and I really felt like if I would have put Hayden in the game, who hadn't given up but 1 earned run all year, him or John, we would have had a chance to probably win that game. And so that stuck with me a little bit. And, I even told the team that, I kind of probably let them down in that regard on that one, or I feel like we'd be in second place alone. But other than that, we're as happy as we can be. I don't think we played extremely well the first time at Georgetown, and we didn't play the second time against Cedar Park at all. So, hopefully we play well the rest of this district schedule.
Well, Coach, talking here on a positive note, coming into tonight's game here at home versus Elgin on a 4-game winning streak. Elgin, though, a team that's really rebounded from last year. They've come out here and really putting up a good stance in 19-5A. But down the stretch, you've got to be happy here with those last 4 games. Going to be a good one tonight, though, versus Elgin. Talk about the game here versus the Wildcats.
Yeah, they have some talented players. They have a couple of Division I guys, and they have the guy that we'll probably see tonight, I think, will probably be Dante Woodard, and he's good. He's effectively wild, and sometimes his pitch count can get up there, but he's talented. Grady's talented. Navajas was a Rice commit, and ended up he's going to McLennan, which is probably one of the top JUCOs. So they have 3 or 4 good players, or more than that, but the really good players, 3 or 4 of them, and so they've got a new coach, and he's done a good job, and they like to run. They've got some speed, and so I kind of expected them to be in the race, to be honest with you, and they are.
Well, Coach, final question here. The weather the past couple of weeks, it's kind of been up and down. We've had some games where it's in the 30s and then back down and then back up today, 85 degrees. Talk about the wind this afternoon, if that may play a factor in this game.
Well, it has been just crazy. And the other, against Hutto, actually, we sometimes play better with the wind to our back, and we haven't had that a lot lately. We have a little bit of power, and so we had the wind in our face both games and hit the ball pretty well. But it will factor out here. This park will play small if you get the ball up to left field today. There will be a chance to hit some balls out of here if either team, leaves fastballs up over the plate. And so then it was really cold a couple games. It's just been one of the crazier springs that I can remember. So, yeah, it's played a factor, and I expected to play one tonight too. I can't figure – the wind's swirling a little bit, as you can see. It keeps kind of changing directions on us, but I think the left field is going to play pretty small.
Well, Coach, finally, just on behalf of SHN, I wanted to say we appreciate your accessibility this season. It's been just a joy and a privilege for us to work with you guys here at Rouse. So good luck on tonight's game, and we'll be with you here through the rest of the season and the playoffs, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a good partnership. We've definitely got a better picture quality this year. I can see what's kind of going on during the game. The other one was all just fuzzy, and so it's been great. Thanks for having us this year.
Awesome. Good luck tonight, Coach. Appreciate it. Well, once again, that was head coach of the Rouse Raiders, Chad Krempine, quickly going over things here. Tonight we will go over that starting lineup in just a few moments. Rouse last year, they were 15-2 in 19-5A, of course finishing as district champions. But this year, Georgetown has taken that crown. Georgetown leads 19-5A at 22-7-1. They are 14-0 in the district, and they did secure the home field throughout the playoffs as well as the 19-5A championship. Cedar Park, Rouse, and Elgin all tied in 19-5A at 9-3. This game tonight, very important to determine who will be in second place. There's still a lot of baseball left here, 4 games in the season, including Georgetown, though, is off on their bye tonight. And then Hutto at 7-5, still trying to find their way in as well. Cedar Creek, Conley, and Bastrop evening out the last 4, and pretty sure that they will not be in the hunt, unfortunately, for those bottom 4 teams. For Rouse, again, the run differential 105-30. Elgin also another team over 100 with 114 runs, 59 allowed. And then Georgetown 113 runs, allowing 28. And those are your 3 teams here in the District 19-5A that have scored over 100 runs in the season. Looking back on Rouse coming in tonight on a 4-game winning streak. Their last game on April the 14th, Hutto at Rouse. That was a 12-2 beating down of the Hippos. The 13th was Rouse at Hutto, and then that one 9-1. We'll turn it over quickly for the national anthem. SHN Sports Rouse Baseball continues after this. Beautiful playing there of our country's national anthem. Just about to get underway here live tonight from Rouse High School. Again, I'm Rob Hipp, alongside Michael Francis, as always, doing double duties as the public address announcer. And hey, would like to welcome in the Rouse family as well. We have a new scoreboard debuting tonight, so we'll try to keep up with that as well. You can see the runners on base as well as the balls and strikes, and we'll keep up with the innings as well. Once again, thanks for joining us. If you're out there in Rouse land, even from Elgin, we'd love to hear from you tonight. The SHN Sports fan line is open. Feel free to send us a text message. If you've got a shout-out, we'd be more than happy to mention that over the air. That SHN fan line is open at 512-522-9105. Again, that number, please text us if you're out there listening. We'd love to hear from you, 512-522-9105. Leading off for the Elgin Wildcats this evening will be the shortstop, number 1, Jace Grady. In the second position, the second baseman, number 24, Isaac Davila. In that third order, the center fielder, number 7, Jonathan Gonzalez. Cleaning up, the pitcher, number 32, Dante Woodard. In the fifth position, the third baseman, number 15, Andrew Gonzalez. First baseman, number 6, Jacob Harkins. The catcher tonight, number 8, Jacob Navajas. The bottom 2, the left fielder, number 23, Ethan Owens. And finally, last but not least, the right fielder, number 17, Trevor Magnuson. And boy, it's a lot of talking, but we're up and rolling here today, Michael.
Yeah, sure. That was a mouthful right there. I was like, man, he sounds like he's giving a little bit of legal discourse right there.
we pause for station identification. We have to get it out real quick. Well, Michael, I've been looking forward to this moment all year. Normally calling for Georgetown, but very honored and blessed to be here tonight. Georgetown on their bye week, and I wanted to come in for a couple of games and be here with the Rouse family. So thanks for letting me up into the booth tonight. Looking forward to it, partner.
Man, it's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to it all season long. I've gotten to work with some really good talent with the SHN family, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Awesome. Well, tonight, for Elgin, this is an Elgin team that has drastically improved from last year. They did not make the playoffs last year, I believe, and this season, though, they're fighting for that second position. We talked about earlier, Elgin at 9-3. Last year, they were 7-9. So this is a turnaround season for the Wildcats. They finished 6th in 19-5A, and they're right alive in the hunt here this evening.
Well, Elgin, they have some D1 commits.
Again, on the mound for Rouse tonight will be number 23, I believe. That is Southard out there on the mound for Rouse, if I'm not mistaken. Jared Southard.
That's Jared Southard. He is affectionately known by his teammates as El Fuego.
I thought you said Del Fuego. That was off of the Hog Riders, man, with Tim Allen. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Oh, man.
First pitch on the way. This one is going to get him looking, and a quick strike here against that left-handed leadoff batter for Elgin, the shortstop, number 1, Jace Grady. The early count, 0-1.
Jace Grady, just a junior, but he's already a Texas State commit.
Second base will be a hit, so a leadoff first base here for Elgin, and that's the way you want to get things started if you're a Wildcat. If Rouse, not so much, but he laced that one right out to left field in between the shortstop there and the third baseman, Michael.
Now batting number 24, Isaac Davila.
Isaac Davila now up to bat for Elgin. He is a right-handed hitter, stands with that right foot down in the lower part of the corner. Of course, Southard, a right-handed pitcher, kicks up the left leg, the right-handed delivery on the way, looking for the bunt here. It's going to roll foul, and the early count will be 0-1.
Well, you can look for Elgin to be aggressive on the base paths, and they're going to do whatever it takes to try to get that run home. Davila lays down the early bunt. It just rolls foul off the first base line. Southard, he's a hard-throwing pitcher. He can throw into the 90s.
Southard kicks up again, the right-handed delivery. This one's going to bunt. Will it stay fair? No, it'll be caught by the third baseman for
double play by Caleb Diaz. As Davila pops up the bunt. Diaz throws Grady out.
Well, Grady took off a little early.
He got the jump and was headed to second and popped it up. And he got the double play. He was caught in no man's land. Now batting for the Wildcats, number 7. Jonathan Gonzalez.
Now at bat, number 7, Jonathan Gonzalez. Gonzalez hits this one way foul off the first base side. The early count 0-1 here for Gonzalez, wearing number 7 in that purple jersey. Of course, a right-handed hitter for Elgin. 2 outs here in the top of the first, Michael.
That's 2 quick outs for Jared Southard after giving up the leadoff single to Jace Grady. And now Gonzalez down in the count, 0-2. Southard deals. Change up. Caleb Diaz with a phenomenal play over at third to throw to first in time. And Gonzalez is retired. 1, 2, 3. Go the Wildcats in the top half of the first. No runs, no 1 hit, and no errors. On to the bottom half we go. We're scoreless in Leander.
Good start there for the Rouse Raiders. Thank you, Michael. I'm still trying to get things filled out over here, man. And we are up and rolling here. Good start here for Rouse. 3 up, 3 down. That's the way they wanted to go. Only allowing 1 hit, but, hey, nobody left on. Great start here for the Rouse Raider defense.
Yeah, it was a good start. The Davila really making a mistake on popping up the bunt down the third baseline. And Caleb Diaz walks up 2 steps, makes the catch, and throw over to first to get the double play. And then a phenomenal play by Caleb Diaz at third on the hit by Jonathan Gonzalez, and the throw over to first to end the inning.
Well, Michael, I know you're doing double duties. I may let you kind of finish out some of this first inning here. You and I will trade off, and however the flow is comfortable for you, I'm going to finish getting some of this paperwork done up here, man.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm in the office tonight, man.
I think I can do both. I know with Carl Schoening, he let me do both. He let me do both.
See, the first baseman tonight for Elgin, who do we have that written down as?
That is Jacob Harkins.
So number six, Jacob Harkins.
Yeah. Dante Woodard on the hill for the Elgin Wildcats as we get started here in the bottom of the first. And leading off for your Rouse Raiders will be number 2, Nick Hempel, the second baseman. Now batting for the Raiders, number 2, Nick Hempel. Nick Hempel stands in. A right-handed batter will be facing the left-handed Dante Woodard. Dante Woodard, a Texas State commit. He is a senior this year, and Hempel takes for ball 1. Dalton Porter on deck for the Raiders. The 1-0 pitch from Woodard, that's down the pipe for strike 1. That'll even the count up 1-1. Wind blowing from right to left. It's not blowing near as hard as it was on Saturday. Woodard winds, a swing and a miss from Hempel, and he falls behind 1-2. One-two pitch. That's cut on and popped up. That's playable. Shortstop tracks it. That's Jace Grady, makes the catch. And Hempel is retired. That'll bring up number 55, Dalton Porter.
Nice little fly 6 there with the sun right in the eyes of the shortstop for Elgin, and able to pull that one down. A good job out there by Elgin. That was Robbie Ramos-Caro. I beg your pardon. I'm looking at the wrong one here.
Yeah, he's looking at the wrong defense. Woodard has a sign. He fires curveball, misses inside for ball 1.
It's Jace Grady out there.
Jace Grady, that was a good catch by him. The sun in his eyes. Pitch, this is chopped on. This is a fair ball down the left field line. Dalton Porter around first. He's on his way to second, and he's going to try to leg it out to third. He's going to slide in. He is safe. That was a bang-bang play at third to throw in from Jace Grady as the cutoff man, and Porter slides under the tag. Safe on a triple. And that'll bring up number 23, Jared Southard.
And what a play right there by Dalton Porter with a triple. As Michael, that ball hugged the line, was able to stay fair and rolled over to that left corner. Nice job by Dalton Porter.
And he can scoot around the bases, too. He's got good speed. That's why he is a UT commit. Woodard winds. He deals. That pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. A nice-looking curveball from Dante Woodard. Cody Vanoy on deck for the Raiders. Wind starting to pick up. Well, fouls that one off. It goes into the Raider bullpen, and Southard down in the count, 0-2. 1 on with 1 out. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Pitch from Woodard, swing and a miss, and Southard is retired for out number 2. Now batting for the Raiders, number 1, Cody Vanoy. Cody Vanoy steps up to the plate. Woodard from the stretch. Pitch in for strike 1. Runner at third. 2 outs inside for ball 1. That'll even the count up at 1. Hayden Thomas on deck for the Raiders. The 1-1 pitch, that's cut on. That's hit over second. That's going to be an E4 on Isaac Davila. And that'll score Dalton Porter. The Raiders take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Courtesy runner, number 8, Ethan Moore, comes on to run for the catcher. Now batting for your Rouse Raiders, number 10, Hayden Thomas. Ethan holding tight to the bag on the left-handed Woodard. A swing and a miss from Hayden Thomas for strike one. John Dominguez on deck for the Raiders. He is the designated hitter. This is cut on. This is hit out to left center, and that's going to fall in. Ethan Moore with his track speed. He's going to go around third, and he's headed for home. He will score easily. Hayden Thomas with an RBI double here in the bottom of the first. Raiders with a 2-0 lead. 2 runs on 2 hits, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, John Dominguez. Now batting for your Rouse Raiders.
Well, good start here for Rouse as they continue the rally here. Bottom of the first, 2 outs. And a runner right there on second base after that double moments ago, Michael.
Swing and a miss from John Dominguez. John Dominguez is Stephen F. Austin Lumberjack commit. The 0-1 from Woodard. That's fouled away for strike 2.
Luckily, the parking lot's pretty far back, so you don't have to worry about your cars here getting the windows knocked out.
Right, yeah, you can definitely get your steps in walking up here sometimes. The 0-2, that's caught on the end of the bat, hit out to right. And the right fielder,
that's Trevor Magnuson
comes in and makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. The Raiders score 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they strand 1. On to the second we go here in Leander.
Again, thanks for joining us. Michael, thanks for that. We'll trade off a little bit here tonight. I was getting everything set up. I jinxed myself because I said, man, it's so nice to be up here and I've got everything organized. And then I said, wait a minute, I still got a couple of charts to fill out, man. So, again, a true joy, honor, privilege, and blessing to be here at Rouse tonight. Leading off for the Elgin Wildcats here. Remember that last inning was 3 up, 3 down. Leading off in the top of the second will be the third baseman. 5th in the order, number 15, Andrew Gonzalez. Behind him, the first baseman, Jacob Harkins. In the catcher, Jacob Navijas. For the Rouse Raiders, we didn't go over that defense here for Rouse tonight. We've talked a little bit about it, but of course on the mound, the right-handed pitcher, number 23, Jared Southard. Behind the home plate, number 1, Cody Vanoy. There at first base, who was that? That was the one that I was missing.
Number 20, Lance Little.
Lance Little is at first base for the Rouse Raiders. At second base, number 2, Nick Hempel. Third base, number 9, Caleb Diaz. The shortstop, Jace Grady.
Robbie Ramos Caro.
He's out there at shortstop?
Yes, Jace Grady's Elgin.
Okay, see, that's the one I had messed up there. Thank you. We'll get through it here. My first time over here at Rouse. And then from left to right, Cody Kelch, Hayden Thomas, and Dalton Porter, if I'm correct.
You are correct.
So again, leading off here for Elgin will be the third baseman, left-handed hitter, number 15. It's 32, Dante Woodard. So it's Dante Woodard leading off here. The right-handed pitch on the way. This one's going to take a grounder over into foul territory just in front of the Rouse Raider. Dug out the early count here, 0-1.
Dante Woodard, the starting pitcher for the Wildcats.
The 0-1 delivery. This one going to be hit, and a nice grab out there by the second baseman, Nick Hempel, making a snag off that right glove. Beautiful play there for the first out.
It looked like it could have been a liner in a gap, but Hempel plays it well and makes the catch. Now batting for the Wildcats, number 15, Andrew Jones.
We move to in the order, the third baseman, number 15, Andrew Jones. First pitch on the way is going to be a strike, 0-1. Andrew Gonzalez, a right-handed batter. The delivery here, this one hit foul, way deep down off the first base line. The count now at 0-2.
I don't know where I saw Jones, but I called him Jones over the PA. I got to get that straight. The 0-2 from Sutter.
Pitch there, a little.
Just misses low.
Too far in that corner.
1-2. The count to Gonzalez.
Kicking up here, left hand, right hand delivery. This one going to hit foul. We've seen a few of those tonight so far, Michael, go into that Rouse dugout.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, last week at Hutto, I've never seen so many balls fly out of the field. Not necessarily in the right direction either.
Yeah, and tonight, windy here. We'll have that weather forecast here in a little bit. Right-handed pitch on the way. This one too close inside and evens things up. First even we've seen here at 2-2. We talked about that earlier. 82 degrees. It got up to 86 today. The wind right now south 16, gusting to 20 though. And you know that may be playing a little bit of a role here as this game goes on. Delivery here, swing and a miss for the second out. The first baseman, number 6, Jacob Harkins now for the Elgin Wildcats. Jacob, a right-handed batter for the Wildcats of Elgin. Be a fun one. We'll be there on Friday night for that game. Pitch here on the way. This one on the fastball across the plate, 0-1.
Tell you what, Sutter is showing really good command here in the early part of this game. He's working 3 up, 3 down here. Harkins fouls this one and goes down in the count, 0-2. Which, as of late, Jared has really struggled with his command. He throws a fantastic fastball and throws hard, but he's given up a lot of walks and has hit a few batters. So it's good to see him with his command here tonight.
Trying to retire 6 in a row here. This pitch got away from him, though, too far outside, and the count 1-2.
That was a nice-looking fastball. Trying to get the outside corner, and Benoit set him up really well and never really moved.
1-2 delivery off the right hand. Swing and a miss. You talked about it. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. And coming out here tonight looking sharp, Jared Southard, a turnaround from what we've seen. He is doing a phenomenal job, retiring 6 in a row now. Back-to-back strikeout swinging too, Mike.
Yes. Phenomenal to see when his stuff is really working for him.
Well, the bottom of the second inning we go. The hometown Rouse Raiders lead Elgin 2-0. We'll step aside and take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks. Oh, did you catch that? Rouse Raider baseball. We'll continue after this.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
This is Brad Tillery.
This is Chuck Crickson.
This is Matt Leishman.
This is Steven Stein.
This is Abby Hake.
This is Carl Schoening.
And this is Rob Hipp, and we are SHN Sports, your source for live high school football action in Central Texas. Please join us on Thursday and Friday nights for live coverage before, during, and after the games. That's SHNSports.com. Your team, your broadcast.
20-15, 10-5, touchdown Dakota Cahill.
Back in action we are here at the bottom of the second inning. Leading off for the Rouse Raiders will be the 7th in the order, the shortstop, number 11, Robbie Ramos-Caro.
Number 11, Robbie Ramos-Caro.
Still on the mound, Southern, the pitch here off the left hand. That one on its way and called a ball from the hand of Dante Woodard.
Ramos-Caro signed his letter of intent with Weatherford College this week.
Second pitch here, that one across the plate on the fastball, 1-1, the early count here. Left-hand pitch, too far outside, and the count 2-1. Tell you one thing, Woodard really lets these things fly. You know, some pitchers, we see quite a bit of time in between, and Woodard is just letting them go here early.
He works fast.
Delivery here is going to hit foul, and that's going to even the count up at 2-2.
Cody Kelch maintaining his 1,000% on-deck fielding percentage.
2-2 delivery here. Had to inchworm around that one, and it's going to be a full count now. 3-2 payoff pitch upcoming.
You caught on to that one?
Yeah, it took a minute.
It's like, what's he talking about? On-deck fielding percentage. Yeah, it's a little stat me and Mark made up last year.
Delivery here, this one going to be in the glove of Elgin, and a nice 4-3 for the first out. That was Harkins over to Gonzalez for the first out on a 4-3 ground out. Move to the 8th in the order, the left fielder, number 14, Cody Kelch. Cody's father sits in front of us, keeps score here, does a great job, and been an honor getting to know Mr. Kelch over the past few weeks here. Left fielder Cody Kelch, he is a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, Mr. Kelch, he also keeps the official pitch count.
Pitch here too close inside, and the early count 1-0. Delivery quickly back in action. I mean, hardly any time at all. Swung at that one, even though it went too low, and it counts 1-1. No aces across the board here for the Rouse Raiders, leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. The kick up, left-handed delivery, and a swing and a miss on that one, and the count now 1-2.
Yeah, Woodard really got that pitch in there pretty good, and
got him on that one.
He's working that outside corner, 3 straight pitches to get Cody Kelch.
Well, 2 up, 2 down here for Woodard and the Elgin Wildcats. Now stepping into the box, the third baseman, number 9, Caleb Diaz.
Caleb with some very good plays at third base there in the first inning.
Kick up the left-handed delivery. This one too low, swung, and it goes foul, 0-1.
He's really upset with himself. He swung on that inside pitch, and Coach Crimpine calls him over. He's going to have a little talk with him. It's my opinion, but Caleb Diaz, I think, has the best eye for the baseball on the team. He's batting 9th in the order. Earlier in the season, he was batting up the top. He's had some difficulty or struggles at times, but he sees the ball very well out of the pitcher's hand.
Pitch on the way to Diaz. This one is going to hit off the top of the net. It goes foul. The count, no balls and 2 strikes here. 2 outs. Again, Rouse leads 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Boy, look at the American and Texas flag out there just whipping in the wind. The Rouse Raider flag as well. This one's going to pop up into the air, and the shortstop going to communicate, and he makes the grab out there. Running over was Jace Grady on a little fly 6. 3 up, 3 down, so Woodard says, I can do it too, and we move to the top of the third inning. Are we already in the third that quick? We sure are, Michael.
Yep, we're in the third inning. We're moving along here at a pretty good clip.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, and
especially as fast as Dante Woodard is working on the hill. I mean, that guy he doesn't waste any time.
Well, Georgetown, Galen and I always talk about food, you know, so if this was a broadcast with Galen and I, we would already be on that food train saying, man, this was going quick. We'll be able to get over to Whataburger before the sun goes down.
Well, dude, I tell you what, you brought up food, so let's talk food, unless you want to go to a commercial break.
Let's keep it going, man.
One of my coworkers, we have birthday celebrations, and we'll go out to a restaurant of their choice on their birthdays, and so she chooses that she wants to go to Tatsuya Ramen. I've never been to a ramen restaurant before, so that was a unique experience. I usually think of ramen as those little packages.
I think of the noodles.
Is the noodles. It's a ramen. It is. It's ramen noodles, but it's like a bowl of soup. The one I had was really delicious. I was really surprised, and it was the miso knot. So it wasn't the spicy one.
Well, leading off here for the Elgin Wildcats, we move to the bottom 3 of the order. The catcher, number 8, Jacob Navajas, right-handed hitter for the Wildcats.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 8, Jacob Navejas.
Pitch on the way. He bit that one on the outside. It's going to be called a strike. 0-1 as he swung at it. Better be called a strike.
Yeah, he did. He rung him up on it.
Quickly back in action here. The right-handed delivery. Boy, almost got it again. This time wisely pulled back, and it's 1-1.
Nice looking slider from Jared Southern, but just outside. It tailed away from Navejas.
Southern winding up again. Quickly back in action. Beautiful curve back inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got him looking on that one. Pitch on the way. This one's going to ground over, and that's going to be a base hit. Place that one beautifully out into the left power alley as it rolled to the outside, and that'll be a base hit. On first base now, Jacob Navejas, and behind him, coming up to the plate, will be the left fielder, number 23, Ethan Owens.
That was a nice-looking curveball coming from Southern, and Navejas just sat on it and put it into left field.
I think we have a courtesy runner out there, too. Number 9 steps in.
Ethan Owen.
Over there at first base, number 9. I'll let you get that one. I don't have it on my list here for Elgin, number 9.
Yeah, that's going to be Ty McFarland.
So McFarland out there as the courtesy runner.
Number 9, Ty McFarland, courtesy runner.
Pitch on the way here. Pulls back. Fastball right across the plate for a strike. Ethan Owens. Beautiful pitch right there by Southern. 0-1 the count here, top of the third. Rouse leading 2-0, no outs. Runner going to take off here, and he will steal over to second.
The cover swing by Owens, but he really didn't need it because McFarland definitely had a good jump. And he would have had the bag. I don't think Vinoy could have gotten the throw down there. Cody's a tough guy to run against. He's thrown several people out this season.
Your tying run at the plate. This time the pitch too far outside. The first ball of this at-bat, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You've got your runner in scoring position, McFarland out there at second. Of course, at-bat, Ethan Owens, the left fielder, in a 1-2. Wind up, the right-handed delivery, swing and a miss.
Out number 1, and Southern picks up another strikeout.
It's his 3rd strikeout of this ball game, and besides that one little flub he had moments ago, he has done a phenomenal job here early for Rouse.
Now batting number 17, Trevor Magnuson.
Trevor Magnuson, the left-handed batter for the Wildcats. The bottom of the order, right fielder. As Southern looks over his right shoulder, now kicks up, delivers this one. It's going to pop up into the air, and Southern's going to be able to make the grab, and got him.
Just in time, because that thing hit the ground, and it went up about 30 feet in the air, and Southern having to wait for it to come down as Magnuson was trailing down the line and almost beat it out.
Yeah. Popped way up into the air and luckily able to get under it for a 1-3 as Southern goes over to Lance Little. The runner McFarland, though, will advance over to third base. And now at bat, we go to the top of the order again. Number 1, Jace Grady, 1 for 1 tonight. Had a hit and was left on first in the first. Right-handed, or beg your pardon, left-handed hitter. Pitch on the way. Going to hit this one foul way over off the third base side behind the Elgin Wildcat dugout. And the count here at 0-1. 2 outs.
Grady with that nice single back in the first shows bunt, and that's a wild pitch that's going to allow the run to score.
So Navejas, or beg your pardon, it is McFarland, the courtesy runner, comes in and scores on the wild pitch. And the count here at 1-1 for Jace Grady.
And just the way that bounced away from Vinoy, he instinctively knew that there was no way he was going to be able to make a play at the plate.
1-1, 2 outs. Southern kicks up the right-handed pitch. This one too low as he grounds it. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch on the way. This one too close inside. Almost got him, but he backed out right at the last moment there, Mike. 3-1 the count.
He did. That was a high inside fastball, and definitely not one of those you really want to take up about letter high.
3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss on this one. We go to a full count.
I'll tell you what, Jace, whenever he made that swing around, he had a smile on his face because he knew he looked like a hack with that swing. Got him on the inside. And
got him for another strikeout.
Another strikeout to end the inning.
1 run scored on 1 hit. There were no errors and no one left on. Well, we're through 2.5. Bottom of the third we go. Rouse leading 2-1. Been a good one so far. I know early Southern retired 6 in a row. Struggled a bit there in the third, but redeemed himself and allowed 1 to get in. But overall, not a bad night here starting out against a very quality Elgin team. We talk about that. And, last year, again, 9-7, but this year, Michael, fighting for that second position. There's 3 teams, 19-5A, a very tough district, and that's the way it's been this season.
Well, definitely one of the tougher districts in the state. I did see where Georgetown has moved up into the 4th spot in the state rankings.
That's right. They did not. That is in the Texas Baseball, highschoolbaseball.com, the official Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Up until recently, they had no votes. Well, they do have votes. I think they actually got on in that ranking now at number 11, if I'm not mistaken. So they moved into that poll as well. But you talk to Coach Foster over at Georgetown, he's going to say, the rankings are okay, but we don't care about them. We just want to keep winning games. And that would be the same for any coach.
Right.
Now, as broadcasters, yeah, we like talking about it.
Yeah, it gives us something definitely to talk about. And, for the pride of the district, you like to see it when teams are doing well.
Well, leading off here for the Rouse Raiders, we go back to the top of the order, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be the second baseman, number 2, Nick Hempel. He's 0 for 1, popped one up to the shortstop in the first.
Nick Hempel.
Well, Michael, you've, of course, have a son here that plays. You've got to see a lot of these kids grow up, and so you've got, of course, a great perspective on what's going on here, and that pitch is going to be too close on the inside, but it's got to be great to be able to watch this over the years and see these kids grow up.
Gosh, I tell you, it is really something to watch these kids grow. The thing that you hate to see is the talent that has gone through this program that just did not have the quality of coaching that the Raiders now have in Coach Krempine. And, the year before when the Raiders were winless in district, as Hempel takes strike 1. With the same exact players, Coach Krempine comes in the first year.
Turns it around.
And gets a co-district championship and then goes 3 rounds deep into the playoffs with the same players. Nobody moving in.
I believe Coach Krempine is 16 years now coaching. Used to coach at Jarrell. I've got a lot of friends up there, and we were talking about that before our interview. 2-1 delivery here on the way off the left hand. 2 low and inside, and it's 3-1. Just a coach that loves what he's doing, and you see that. For me being in Georgetown for many years and calling their games and then being here at Rouse, you really see how the kids excel under that type of environment. Pitch here too high, going to walk him. First base on balls that we've seen tonight, I believe.
I believe that is correct from either side.
And that came on a 3-1 delivery, and that will put Hempel on first base. This right fielder, number 55, Dalton Porter, he's 1 for 1. Had a hit and then came around and scored that first run for Rouse.
55, Dalton Porter.
Did Rouse they got 2 runs in the first, was that correct?
That is correct.
Hayden Thomas was the second one, wasn't it?
No.
Or was it Benoit?
That was Ethan Moore, so that was the courtesy runner for Benoit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Pitch here on the way, curves. Oh, got him on the corner.
Wow.
Boy, at the last moment.
That definitely looked outside, but
we're not complaining.
Lefty-lefty matchup with Woodard and Porter.
0-1 here. Pitch on the way. Going to be called a ball, 1-1.
So Nevejas up quickly, like he expected Porter to get out of the box.
Pitch on the way. This one off, and
That's off the foot of Navejas and goes to the first base side of the foul line, and Hempel scampers down to second with a stolen bag.
A little wild pitch there.
I didn't see that it got the glove of the catcher, so yeah, you'd have to say a wild pitch on that one.
That's where I'm still learning. Galen's been teaching me like pass ball, wild pitch, those kind of things.
Right.
Baseball is a really unique sport. You know, I've been doing basketball and football for so many years, and then stepping into baseball 3 years ago, and it's really helped me develop a tremendous respect for the game. Pitch here on the way, looking for the bunt, pulls back, and the count
goes to 2-2.
Going to be at 2-2 now for Dalton Porter.
Yep.
So Hempel will be over there at second.
You know, it's hard for a catcher to be called for a pass ball, just like it is hard for the first baseman to be called on an error. You know, it's got to be a good throw to his glove.
Well, here on a 1-3 put out, and that one got out of the reach of his glove, but he swung at it, and the runner took off over there, Dalton Porter, and he's out on a 1-3 for the first out.
Now batting, number 23, Jared Southard.
Bottom of the third, one out. Runner in scoring position at second base is Hempel. And we move to the third of the order. The pitcher, number 23, Jared Southard. He's 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the first. Kick up, the left-handed delivery. Swing miss here, trying to steal over to 3, and he got there in time. That ball's going to go away, and that's going to allow him to come in and score. Who threw that over there? That's an error.
That is going to be on Navejas as he made the throw down the third, trying to get the put out, but Hempel well in advance, and the throw goes wildly down the left field line and scores Hempel.
An E2 is going to be the call, I believe.
That will be an E2.
And the pitch on the way here to Southard. That one's a ball, 1-1.
On the score.
Next delivery, too high, 2-1. Boy, Southard, or Woodard, beg your pardon, is just letting these fly. I mean, there's literally, 10 seconds in between each pitch, 3-1.
Well, he's starting to show a little bit of frustration on not getting the calls. You watch his body language.
This one hit foul. It's going to bring it up to a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A little countdown on the board, 3-2-1. Rouse leading 3-1. Again, nobody on after that score moments ago, Michael.
Right, starting to pick up some frustration. In the full count to Jared Southern, the payoff pitch upstairs, and Woodard has walked his second batter of the inning.
Let's get up that high. NASA calls. They want the Rockets back. So bring that back home. We need it. Well, you're a Rouse fan. You like it. Southern is going to reach on a walk, and that's the second walk here based on balls in this third inning. Bring up the catcher in that cleanup position, number 1, Cody Vanoy. Cody tonight 0 for 1. Reached on an error, then was able to come around and score that second run in the first. His courtesy runner, though, doing that work. Pitch here on the way and called a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, he just gets the top of the zone. As a fastball in, but it tailed away just right as it crossed the plate. Good pitch from Woodard.
Second pitch here. Late call, but they're going to call it a strike across the plate. 0-2 on Cody Vanoy. Well, here in the bottom of the third inning, 7:41, Rouse leading 3-1. Pitch on the way. This one is going to be a base hit out to right field. That'll advance runner over to second. Is Southern will move to second, and Vanoy will reach over to first. And
we actually have a courtesy runner in for Southern, and that's Patrick Sosa, number 4.
So Sosa out there as a courtesy runner. Thank you, Michael.
Just noticed it myself.
Well, he had one in the first inning as well,
now
correct?
Number 10.
I believe he did.
Hayden Thomas.
Move to the fifth in the order, the center fielder, number 10, Hayden Thomas. Hayden tonight 1 for 1, had a hit in the first but was left stranded.
Courtesy runner Ethan Moore at first for Cody Vanoy.
High pitch here, and the count going to be 1-0.
There's the rocket that you were referring to.
It's 2 of them. That's costing taxpayers money.
Hmm.
And the catcher going to make his way up here and talk things over a little bit. That was
Navejas.
talking things over with Woodard.
Yep. Runners at first and second for the Raiders, 1 out. Raiders have scored 1 in this inning to take a 3-1 lead over the Wildcats.
1-0 delivery on the way, too close inside, and 2-0. Well, again, wanted to remind folks the SHN fan line is open. If you've got a shout-out, feel free to text us, 512-522-9105. The pitch there, a strike, 2-1. Again, that SHN fan line is open. Let us know you hear us out there. We'll give you a shout-out, 512-522-9105. Let us know where you're listening from tonight. Pitch on the way. Bid on it. It's going to be a strike, 2-2. A little late swing there as he went low.
That's an inside pitch that at times he's struggled to lay off on.
2-2 delivery. This one going to go foul off the tip of his bat. It'll bring up 2-2 still.
He's definitely not happy with himself on that swing right there. You know, every one of these boys, they get up there, they want to produce. They're wanting to get out here and be competitive and compete for their team, for their brothers, for their coach. Swing and a miss, and Thomas is retired.
Yep. That'll be the second out. So Thomas will get the strikeout swinging.
Now
6 in the order, the designated hitter, number 6, John Dominguez. John tonight 0 for 1. Had a line out there.
And he flew out to right.
To right field, that's right.
To end the first.
Pitch on the way. And this one, wow, that looked a little high, but they're going to call it a strike in the box, 0-1.
Yeah, Dominguez not happy on that call.
I always say the umpires have the toughest jobs. I would not want their jobs, man. Left-handed pitch here, swing and a miss, trying to steal over to third. Did he get there in time?
He did. He's calling him out.
Wow. Well, trying to run over there and steal was Southard, and he will be out. Is that on a 1-5? I believe it was for the third out. Well, in this inning for the Rouse Raiders, doing a little bit of damage here, picking up one more run. They had that one run, Michael, on one hit. I believe there was one error, if I'm not mistaken, and the bad thing is, though, one was left on base.
Yep. Well, no, 2 were left on base. No, you're right. The throwout was at third. That's right.
Third, yeah.
My bad. I'm not keeping a scorebook tonight, so my PA duties don't really afford me the ability to be able to do all of that, so unfortunately.
Well, man, I got to tell you, you do a great job up here, not only doing PA, but, helping call the game here with us on SHN. People always told me I'm the octopus. Now I can say, hey, I know a second octopus. It's Michael Francis, everyone. That's where the hands are just going everywhere. Top of the fourth we go. Rouse holding on to a 3-1 lead here on their home field, trying to break that three-way tie between Cedar Park and Elgin. A big game for both of these teams tonight. And we will see if the Raiders can keep things rolling here. Southern struggling a little bit on the mound moments ago, earlier in their inning, but found his composure again, and the Rouse Raiders have that 2-run lead.
Yeah, giving up the run on the wild pitch as McFarland advances and steals home.
So again, Southern steps back onto the mound. We lead off with the second in the order, the second baseman, number 24, Isaac Davila.
Now batting number 24, Isaac Davila.
Isaac tonight is 0 for 1. Popped one up over to third base in the first. Well, no more glistening of sun. The sun shined completely off the field now. The right-handed pitch. This one's going to hit foul as it goes deep over the fence on that first base side.
Into the Raider bullpen for a long strike one.
Beautiful setting here. It's great to be up in the press box. A nice facility here at Rouse High School. Second one's going to hit foul off the top of the fence right in front of us, 0-2. Yeah, we didn't talk about that earlier as we got things going here pretty quick in this ball game, but you talk about the field here at Rouse on the left in the corners, it's 330 or right around 330, 370 in the power alleys, and then 400. They're a strike looking, I believe.
Yeah, Davila called on strikes. that'll bring up Jonathan Gonzalez, the center fielder.
Well, third in the order, Gonzalez tonight. I didn't have his.
Now batting number 7, Jonathan Gonzalez.
Was he out on a strikeout, or did he pop one up? I didn't catch that.
Who's that?
Gonzalez. This one's going to be foul at the last moment. Boy, that was about a foot out of the way. If it would have been one more little foot over to the left, that would have been a base hit, maybe a double or a triple.
Maybe as Dalton Porter dove for that one.
Had a nice effort out there. Yeah, I didn't catch how Gonzalez was out in that first inning.
Normally I would have that information for you, but my apologies.
Kick up, the pitch here on the way. Swing and a miss as he went for it with that neon orange bat on the outside, 0-2.
Got that neon orange Easton bat.
Pitch again. This one over to right field, diving. Porter's not going to be able to reach it, and that's going to be a base hit.
Yeah, he may leg that out into a triple.
Yeah, we'll see here, and he will go for 3.
That goes, golly.
Oh, this may come back in. He's going to score home here. A little miscommunication, and I don't know if you can call an error out there.
Wow. Yeah, that's
got to be an error on somebody. It's pretty rare to get an in-the-park home run when you hit it out that far, but Rouse not communicating, and he comes around and scores.
That was, wow.
What are your thoughts on that, Michael?
Now batting number 32, Dante Woodard.
Gonzalez gets the initial hit, but he comes around and scores. It's got to be on an error.
Well,
they didn't mark it as that. Pop up here. The catcher going to try to make a play on a 1-3 and got him for the second out, Dante Woodard.
He had the triple, so the throw just was to the wrong direction. He wasn't anticipating coming home and making a cutoff for home. He was throwing it toward third base, and so it was deep enough. It allowed him to get the home run.
So give him the in the park. Pitch here on the way. Swing and a miss on Andrew Gonzalez, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out swinging in the second.
Andrew Gonzalez.
So the count here, 0-1, 2 outs. Rouse holding on to that one-run lead, 3-2. Southern, the right-handed delivery. Tried to wiggle its way back inside, and not in enough time. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's not very often you see an inside-the-park home run, but you just saw that.
Yeah. 1-1 delivery, right across the plate for a strike, 1-2. I guess that's just one of those. There's really no error. It's just a mental error that doesn't go in the scorebook.
Well, I am seeing the scoreboard just flashed up an error, so maybe they gave him an error.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure why. I didn't see one on the field.
2-2 the count here. The pitch on the way. Swung on that one, and he's going to be out on a 1-3 put out for the third out.
Benoit doing a good job to go 2-3 to end the strikeout.
Well, in that one, Michael, 1 run was scored on 1 hit. No errors that I'm seeing up on the board. No, there was 1.
I didn't see an error.
They put 1 up there. I'm not sure who it was on.
Did he touch the ball?
They're trying to communicate here with someone here.
Ever touched the ball.
Yeah, they put 1 up there because we didn't have 1 in the book until now. So there was 1 error in that inning. Unfortunately, didn't catch who that was on. So we'll call it 1 run on 1 hit, 1 errors, and none left on. That's the way it goes. 3-2 the score as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're through 3.5, Michael. So it's one of those things where it's why in the college and the pros you got a guy sitting next to you, and that's all he does is he keeps up with that and points at it for you.
Right.
Still a crazy play. Anyways, Rouse holding on to that 1-run lead here as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. And taking the mound again for Elgin will be Dante Woodard. We talked earlier about, keeping pitch count, and that's something that I really wasn't aware of until this year, where the UIL's not allowing, I believe it's over 110 pitches, and then that's
110 pitches are the max that you can pitch.
Is that a new rule this year?
No, it's last year.
It's been around last year.
It went into effect last year, if I remember correctly.
So the bottom of the 4th we go here. Rouse leading And leading off for the Rouse Raiders will be number 6, the designated hitter, John Dominguez. He is 0 for 1. Had a line out to right field in the first. The Rouse trying to give him some cushion here, only leading by 1, 3-2. The left-handed delivery on the way. This one's going to pop up into the air, and it's not going to be catchable in front of the Rouse Raider bench. But, boy, give the first baseman a lot of credit there for Elgin as Andrew Gonzalez ran over and almost dove into the dugout trying to catch that ball.
Actually, that's Jacob Harkins. Andrew Gonzalez is the third baseman.
Okay, thank you. See, that's why I need you, Michael. 0-1 the count here.
Inside pitch from Woodard for ball 1. That'll even the count up at 1.
So that was Harkins out there?
Harkins at first.
Pitch over here.
Hit out to left.
Yeah,
this should fall in for a base hit.
Right at the last
fair
moment.
ball, and Dominguez around first, and he's on his way for a stand-up double.
Great job by Dominguez. Laced that one right out there at the 330, right where it needed to go, Michael. Beautiful hit. Landed right to the right of the line out there, and as you said, stand-up double, and great job for Rouse. They needed that one.
Your Raiders, number 11, Robbie Ramos-Caro.
Dominguez doing work with a leadoff double here to get things started in the 4th.
Bottom 3 of the order we go now. The shortstop, number 11, Robbie Ramos-Caro. I don't know, 4-3, 0 for 1. Looks for a bunt here, and it will roll foul at the last moment. A lot of running, and everybody will have to go back.
So it just goes foul, but Harkins stays right on the first baseline. I believe had the ball been played in fair territory, he would have been safe on interference from the fielder.
0-1 delivery. Got a late swing on it here. Going to go foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, no outs. Base runner in scoring position for Rouse as Dominguez out there at second. And the Raiders holding on to a 3-2 lead here at home. As the sun continues to set behind us tonight, but the wind out there still whipping around. The 0-2 delivery. And this one on a wild pitch is going to advance runner over to third is Dominguez.
I believe that Woodard is actually the ace of their staff. 1-2, the count to Ramos-Caro.
Woodard staring down in the eyes of his catcher, Navajas, and the umpire out there tell him to take a few moments. Now time is called.
Fielders playing up on the grass. Shortstop and second baseman both.
Pitch on the way here. Again gets out of the reach, but this time Rouse will have to stay at third as it bounced off the back of the fence right back into the glove of the catcher, Navajas. And count it 2-2.
Navajas up quickly, but it happened to ricochet just directly behind him. Able to get up quick and get that, but fielders playing in on the grass, so
2-2 even delivery off the left hand. Swing and a miss. Got him on that one for a strikeout. That's the first out of this inning for Rouse. Left fielder, number 14, Cody Kelch, makes his way to the plate.
Kelch, he's one of these kids. I mean, he's got tremendous bat speed. He can hit with power. He had strikeout. He was struck out his first at bat.
Pitch on the way and struck him on this one to start things off. No balls, 1 strike.
Right down the middle on that pitch where Woodard struck him out on 3 consecutive pitches down and away.
Pitch here, too close inside as it goes high and in. 1-1, even count.
Now batting number 14, Cody Kelch.
Cody stands with that right foot on the bottom of the line in the center of the box. This one's going to go right at the glove of the shortstop and on a 6-3 for the second out. He looked over first at third and changed his mind wisely going on that 6-3 there, Michael.
Well, he looked to keep Dominguez at third. That was the whole reason. He turns and looks there because he knows he's got time to make the throw over to first. So if he needed to, if Dominguez had taken off toward home, they would have made the throw home to keep the run from scoring.
Pitch here on the way. The fastball got him on a strike looking Caleb Diaz. And that's just a maturity level, of baseball where you see some players that, especially moving up from the sub-varsities, that it's a fundamental that they're taught, but sometimes it doesn't think because the brain is going so fast during the middle of a game. 0-1 the count.
Nick Hempel on deck.
Diaz here at the bottom of the order. Tonight is 0 for 1. This pitch too high. And the count even now at 1-1.
Looks like he tried to drop a curveball, Rob, and it just lost the handle on it. And it just sailed high and outside.
Here on the 1-1 delivery. This one, late swing off the edge of the bat. Near that Rouse dugout again. And the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He comes in with a fastball, and Diaz just behind it and fouls it back.
1-2 count, base runner on third for Rouse, and the Raiders lead 3-2 here with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. This one a late swing again, and boy, right into almost the face of the assistant coach there for Elgin. Luckily at the last minute moving out of the way of that as he was sitting in his chair right there to the dugout off the third base line. The count remains 1-2. That's where you got to keep the head up, man.
Well, Woodard coming in back with a changeup, that off-speed pitch, and Diaz way out in front of it.
Again, high and inside on this one. Had to wiggle his way behind it. 2-2 the count.
Deuce is wild for Caleb Diaz. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Let's head up to Choctaw. No. Pulls back here. Got him looking at it. He thought about it at first, but, well, not a bad job there that time by Dante Woodard for the Rouse Raiders. No runs scored. 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. As we move to the top of the 5th inning, things moving along nicely here on a beautiful night for baseball, Michael. We'll keep it right here. It's been a fun game so far, and we'll see if the Rouse defense and Jared Southard can keep things going here in the top of this 5th inning.
Rouse playing some solid defense other than just kind of the way Dalton Porter misplayed that hit from, I believe that was Andrew Gonzalez.
Well, again, thanks for joining us tonight here on the SHNSports.com Broadcast Network. Rob Hipp alongside my good friend and broadcast partner Michael Francis. Also, as always, doing double duties here at home on the public address announcing. The octopus. We got two octopi up here tonight. I'm moving my hands all over. Michael's up here moving his hands. Everybody's dancing up in the press box tonight, my friend.
Everybody.
Well, leading off here for the Wildcats of Elgin will be in the 6th order. It'll be the first baseman, number 6, Jacob Harkins. He is 0 for 1, struck out swinging for the 3rd out in the 2nd. Top of the 5th inning we are. Rouse still holding on to that 1-run lead. Southard again on the mound. Catching behind for him, Cody Vanoy. There at first base, Lance Little. Hempel at 2nd. 3rd is Caleb Diaz, a shortstop out there for Rouse. Standing tall. The first pitch on the way, 1-0.
Backdoor slider from Jared Southard.
Second pitch quickly on the way. High and outside, and they're going to call that one a ball as well. 2-0 the count.
Like we have some activity going in the Raider bullpen. I want to say that that's John Dominguez starting to get loose. It was a tandem that the Raiders went with against Connolly, as they went with Southard through 4, and then Dominguez came in and pitched the last 3.
Last swing was a foul. 2-1 delivery on the way off the right hand. Swing and a miss to even the count at 2-2. Beautiful pitching by Jared Southard.
Wow, it was a beautiful slider from Jared Southard.
2-2, even delivery. This one swings late, going to pop into the hand of coach for Elgin. The count remains 2-2 over off that third base side.
Now, I'm not sure which one's which. It's
maybe Stringer.
Either Stringer or Adams.
They look alike from this vantage point.
Yeah, they both got beards. So
2-2 delivery again on the way. This one too high upstairs. Somebody forgot to close the attic door, and we're at 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming here. Southern trying to work out of it. Pitch on the way, too low. Base on balls reached. Jacob Harkins.
The tying run is aboard, and the go-ahead run comes to the plate, and the catcher, Jacob Navejas.
Michael, I believe that is the first base on balls tonight for Elgin from Southern.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 8.
Seventh in the order, the
Jacob
catcher,
Navejas.
number 8, Jacob Navejas out there for Elgin as Southern trying to keep the base runner honest. He looks over to Little there. Didn't attempt the pick. Again, no outs. Base runner on 1 for Elgin. Pitch on the way, too high and inside. Boy, that one got a lot of air up under it. Flew back up, 1-0.
And Coach Crimpine calls time. He's going to come out and have a talk with his hurler.
Again, enjoyed that pregame interview with Coach Crimpine. I know Rouse, as you were talking earlier, a program that's just really turned around since he started here at Rouse. And just, again, this community honored and blessed to have him up there and here at Rouse teaching these kids. And you talk about that. It's the things that not only happen on the field, but the things that happen outside of the field. And that's the kind of character you get from a coach, Chad Crimpine. He does a great job here with these youngsters.
Well, he teaches them baseball. He teaches them to think about the game, what you're going to do in particular situations. You got a runner on at first. You have no outs. The go-ahead runs at the plate. Okay, how am I going to pitch him? What's the defense that I'm going to use? How am I going to shade? Am I going to try to attempt a pick off? You know, all these kind of different things that that you really have to think about. And he gets these kids to think about that.
It's getting me to think about it. I want to know the count here. Right-handed delivery on the way. Got him here looking. The count even at 1 apiece. Top of the 5th we are again. No outs. Base runner on first. That's your tying run. Your lead runner at the plate right now on a 1-1. Southern lets this one go. Takes a bite on it. Going to go foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off that first base side.
Now it's in on the hands on the Navejas. It gets the skinny end of the bat and goes foul back toward the concession stand.
1-2 delivery. This one over to right field. Tracking down, making the grab, Dalton Porter. It lines right into his glove for the first out.
Porter doing a good job to keep it out in front of him and wanted to definitely get by him again.
8th in the order now, the left fielder, number 23, Ethan Owens at bat for the Wildcats of Elgin. He's a right-handed hitter. Ethan tonight is 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Right-handed delivery on the way, looking for the bunt. It goes foul. No balls, 1 strike off that third base line. Also wanted to commend just these young men, these kiddos here at Rouse, as I had a chance to. I went into the dugout there waiting on Coach Crimpine, and several of them saying, hey, thank you for broadcasting our games, because I saw the badge, and just a great group of young men here at Rouse as well. Right-handed delivery. This one got away from him. Base runner will be safe back at first. A ball, 1-1.
Lanoy's got a heck of an arm there behind the plate, and he has picked several off at first on the back pick. And has thrown several out at second base on trying to steal. So it's showing why he's a
aces
commit
across the board and swing and a miss here, 1-2.
To UT Rio Grande Valley.
Rio Grande Valley, they've got a minor league, a D-League basketball team, the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, if I'm not mistaken.
If I recall, they're actually playing UT tonight at Dish Falk.
This one on the wild pitch. Runner going to try to get over there. You talk about that arm of Vanoy, but this time not there in time, but boy, it was close. Vanoy able to pick up behind it. That would have been a great stop there, and that was an amazing throw over there to the second baseman in any case, just didn't get him in time. 2-2 the count. The base runner does steal over to second. Well, it wasn't still as a wild pitch, but he was already on his way, I guess. Give him the stolen base on that one, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
He was already on his way. 3-2 now the count. That one got him swing, so a payoff pitch upcoming here. A little countdown on the board, 3-2-1. As Southern looks down into the eyes of Inouye, gets the call, checks over his right shoulder, kicks up the left leg, the right-handed pitch on the way, and got him looking. Boy, and Ethan Owens start taking off, and those are the things the umpires said, don't show me up, young man. Got him looking for the second out.
Now batting number 17, Trevor Magnuson.
Now at bat, the bottom of the order, the right fielder, number 17, Trevor Magnuson. He is 0 for 1 tonight, out on a 1-3 in the third.
I kind of have to be honest. I think that Owens probably had a legitimate complaint.
Yeah, I think so too. But the umpires always kind of see that as trying to show him up.
Right. In my opinion, doesn't count. It's his opinion, so he sees it much differently than we do.
0-1 the early count here on Magnuson. I don't see it on the board yet, but I believe that was a strike. Kick up, right-handed pitch. This one's going to ground over. The shortstop trying to get on it for a 6-3. Throwing a dagger at first. Did he get there in time?
Yes, he did.
Beautiful play by Robbie Ramos-Caro. Over to Lance Little for the third out on the 6-3. What an arm out there by Caro at that shortstop position. So after reaching base on balls on that first batter in the 6th of the order, the bottom 3, 7, 8, and 9, they go 3 up, 3 down after that. Southern coming back alive here. Rouse holding on 3-2 as we are through 4 1/2. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Michael, we'll keep things right here.
Well, Dante Woodard back on the hill. This young man works really fast through the innings, and this game is moving right along. I mean, we're into the bottom of the 5th, and we're just over an hour into the game.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was also only the first runner left on tonight for Elgin. I believe the runner there at second was the only one left. That's the only one we've seen tonight. Well, leading off for the Rouse Raiders here in the bottom of this 5th inning, we go back to the top of the order. It'll be Nick Hempel. Hempel tonight is 0 for 1. He flew one up to the shortstop in the first, then reached on a walk, was able to come around and score in the third. Again, your score, Rouse 3, Elgin 2 here on Rouse's home field tonight. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. And we hope you are enjoying the new SHN scoreboard tonight that's keeping up with the batters count as well as the men on base and the score. It's a little bit to keep up with here, but as we call the game, we try to keep up with it as best as we can. Again, Hempel here, 0 for 1 tonight. The right-handed hitter off the left-handed pitch. Too close inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, it's nice to see the enhancements that augment the broadcast and just make it more professional and nicer to go back and look at and watch again, as many of these boys do, as Hempel takes ball 2 on a wild pitch that gets away from Nevejas. That they can go back and they see a professional broadcast of their baseball games.
Well, as I've stated earlier, it's just a privilege for us to be here with the Rouse family this year, and we want to continue to improve the processes here on a bunt as it goes foul off the first base line. You know, we're hoping for the opportunity. Of course, we're hoping that we can keep things rolling here in the playoffs. Now, when playoffs start, we won't be able to do video per UIL rules, so those will be audio-only broadcasts. But we will make that scoreboard a lot larger, so you'll still be able to enjoy that. So it'll still be an added feature to where it's still going to be beneficial to go on and listen to the game as well. 2-1 delivery on the way. Too far outside, 3-1 now the count. And what I was getting at is hopefully, you know, we could continue things. And I don't want to look ahead till next year. I still want to stay focused on this year.
Right.
But again, if we're blessed to be back next year, we hope to bring on some multiple camera angles and some other things that we introduced to Georgetown this year as kind of our beta testing for a lot of products that we're working on. And we want to introduce those to more schools throughout the area now. 3-2, payoff pitch upcoming here in just a few moments. Now it's on its way off the left hand and got him looking. Boy, late call there. And that'll be a first strikeout here looking. 1 out.
That's a tough pitch to get right there. It's a good location by Dante Woodard to get the strikeout, and I think it was the right call. Hempel thought it was a ball, and he was trotting down to first.
Left-hand pitch on the way to Dalton Porter, the left-handed hitter from the left-handed pitcher, and that one too far outside. 1-0. Porter tonight is 1 for 2. Had a hit, came around and scored that first run in the first, and was out on a 1-3 in the third. Second pitch Going to tip foul, 1-1.
Just off the end of the bat. I mean, he's seeing the ball well.
1-1 delivery. Ace is on the board. This one too high and outside, 2-1. And we're excited this year. Got a call from Southwestern University. We'll be covering their football program in D3. This one's going to be hit, a base hit over the left field, and he may be able to double on that one as he will come around and get two. Nice hit right there by Dalton Porter. That's his second hit of the night.
That's the second time he's gone opposite field tonight, Rob. And both of them down the left field line, and he gets the double on this one.
Well, that'll bring up third in the order. The pitcher, number 23, Jared Southard. Southard tonight is 0 for 1. Struck out swinging the first, reached on a walk, and was left stranded in the third. Again, Southard, of course, a right-handed hitter for the Rouse Raiders. Nightfall is upon us here, and the lights lighting up the beautiful field here at Rouse High School. First pitch on the way is going to be called a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, check. He held his swing up, a nice check swing from Jared Southard on a good pitch down the middle.
1-0 the count. Southard takes a moment, now gets back on base, checks over his left shoulder, now kicks up the left-handed delivery. And that one is going to tip off the bat, 1-1.
Woodard, I thought, almost balked there, as when he started to come home, he turned his elbow back towards second, or his shoulder back towards second base.
1-1 delivery, too low again, 2-1. Luckily the catcher there able to get under that one.
So not sure if the umpire just didn't see it, but was close to being a balk.
2-1 delivery, kicks up, left hand, again low, and once again Navajas has to get under it. 3-1 the count now on Jared Southard. Well, once again, friends, if you're out there listening tonight, we'd love to hear from you. The SHN fan line is open. Let us know who you're cheering on out there. That line, send us a text message to 512-522-9105.
That's a monster shot popped up in center field. Catch is made, but it's not deep enough to move Southern or Porter over, so it will not be a sacrifice. That'll be a fly out to center, so that'll be a F8 in your scorebook. And that'll bring up Cody Vanoy.
It's one of the Gonzalez brothers out there at center field, Jonathan Gonzalez, for the Elgin Wildcats.
One on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Dalton Porter standing at second base.
Vanoy in as the batter. This one is going to ground over into the glove of the...
That's a foul ball.
Yeah.
It's off Vanoy's foot.
First, it looked like it got him, but yeah, went off his right foot. He's shaking it off out there in the early count 0-1. It's one of those weird foul balls. You don't see a lot of those. So 0-1 the count. Base runner on second for Rouse as the Red Wasps making their way into the booth tonight.
Well,
looking for
somebody
some cool air.
Must smell really sweet, I guess. He'll go about his business, and we'll go about ours, hopefully.
We'll hope he goes about it. 1-2 here, 2 out. This or 0-1.
This one hit out deep left. It's going to fall in. That's over the fence. That's a 2-run home run from Cody Vanoy. My goodness. It looked like he was going to hit the top of the fence and score the run, but Vanoy with a 2-run shot here in the 5th, and the Raiders take a 5-2 lead.
Boy, Vanoy laced that one right out there on that left field, right over the fence, brought in 2, and the Rouse Raiders continuing to stay alive here tonight, 5-2.
Now batting, number 10, Aiden Thomas.
Aiden Thomas at bat, pitch on the way, too high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Rouse adding a little insurance there and a timely home run from Vanoy.
Quickly back in the windup, pitch again. This one too high and out, 2-0.
I have to be honest with you, I didn't think he was going over the fence.
Looked like it may have dropped right in front of it. That last moment just kept on selling. 2-0 delivery on the way off the left hand. This one low and in the corner, 3-0.
I didn't get the opportunity to do my Chris Berman. Back.
3-0 pitch. Got him on that one, 3-1. You know, Berman's been with ESPN since day one, I believe.
That
Do you believe that?
Yeah. And he's not necessarily the best broadcaster there either.
This one hit up, and that's going to be another base hit. This one into the left power alley in the outfield. That's going to be a double, making his way over to second. He's going to think about coming to 3, and that's going to be a triple as he runs around. And right on the base he goes. What a play by Hayden Thomas. The triple for Rouse, and the rally continues here in the 5th.
Stand-up triple from Hayden Thomas. And that may be it for Dante Woodard. I didn't see anybody in the bullpen getting loose. He may just come out here, just talk to him, try to settle him down. Typically, your ace, you don't go out there and just pull out of the game, and he's not pitching poorly. It's just, you know, you're going, this is what, the 3rd time through the order for the Raiders, and they've all seen him, so.
Well, he's given up 5 hits tonight. Rouse making the best of it. 5 runs on those 5 hits. They lead 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. So a lot of 5s out there. There is action over in the bullpen.
There is action now.
Trying to see what number that is.
20-something. It may be.
It's one of those rare nights, Michael. I didn't bring my glasses. I forgot them. I got halfway here, and I said, man, I couldn't turn around.
I think it's 21. That might be Cooper King for strike 1.
And Rouse going to try to come in and steal at home, and he's going to be out. Not sure what
that was.
No idea. There's Hayden Thomas trying to come in, and that's going to be tagged there by the catcher on a 1-4, the 3rd out. Well, we are through 5, top of the 6th upcoming. In that inning, though, Rouse doing more damage, scoring 2 runs, picking up 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on. Again, top of the 6th upcoming. Michael, we'll take a break. We'll step aside. Rouse Raider Baseball on the SHNSports.com broadcast network will continue after this.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
Rouse Raider Baseball continues, top of the 6th inning. Michael, I'll let you take it away here in the 6th.
Yeah, Jared Southern back on the hill for the Raiders to pitch the 6th, or at least the start of the 6th. And he will be facing leadoff Jace Grady to get things started. Grady batting from the left side. Got to wait for Nick Hempel to get his shoes tied, as my journeyman used to tell me, dollar waiting on a dime. Let's go. Let's get it going. Grady now stands in. Southern winds and delivers. That bounces in the dirt for ball 1.
Well, the left-handed Grady tonight is 1 for 2. Had a hit in the 1st, left stranded, and then struck out swinging in the 3rd.
The 1-0 pitch. That misses low and inside for ball 2. Dominguez still getting loose in the Raider bullpen. The 2-0 in for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1. Starting to get dark here in Leander. Inside pitch for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Grady. Nice cool breeze blowing in. Inside pitch for ball 4, and the leadoff on board on a free pass from Jared Southern.
It's only the second time tonight that we have seen a base batter reach on a walk there from the pitching of Southard. He's kept his composure, but here in the last inning, in the 6th, allowing a walk, and then here to lead off, or in the 5th, allowing a walk, Michael, and then allowing one here in the 6th as well.
Number 24, Isaac Davila, now stands in. 1 on, no outs here in the top of the 6th. The Raiders leading 5-2.
Davila 0 for 2 tonight. Had one popped up over to third base in the 1st and struck out looking in the 4th.
Scoring lines for the Raiders, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Throw down will not be in time as Vinoy got hung up in transition. And Grady with a stolen base. So expect that we might potentially see a bunt here to move Grady over to third.
He's in scoring position now. That's the 3rd stolen base of the night for the Elgin Wildcats.
The 1-0 from Southern, and Davila shows bunt. The pitch for a strike. 1-1 the count to Davila. Sutter toes in on the rubber. He has a sign from Vinoy. He checks Grady back at second. Delivery in for a strike. 1-2 the count to Davila.
Nice clip on the corner there by Southard, keeping things going here in that 1-2, Michael.
1 on, no outs here in the top of the 6th. The pitch swung on and fouled off. And the count remains 1-2.
A late swing there as that one goes off the fence on the first base side. And if you're a fan that hangs over the fence, that net does push in a little bit. You still got to be careful.
It does. It can hurt. You got those little fingers that get in the way. Sutter comes set. The 1-2 pitch. That's cut on and here over second. Wow. Hempel has it, makes the catch for out number 1. And that ties Grady to the bag. He was charging down the line, and Hempel makes the catch, and he gets back real quick. That could have been another bang-bang double play.
Hempel again, that's the 2nd time tonight we've done that one. More impressive, though, on that one as he had to reach up with the right hand of his glove, 1 little inch higher, and that would have been out of his reach, but a great play there by the second baseman.
Jonathan Gonzalez now stands in. A pitch sails outside for ball 1. Southard picks up the sign from Vinoy, checks Grady back at second. He comes home. This is fouled off, back out of play. And that'll even the count. Handful of aces. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That's good if you're in Vegas.
Get on the bus and head to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. Davila chases a slider in the dirt for strike 2. Ramos Carroll playing Grady close. Pitch down and away for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Gonzalez. Good turnout from Raider faithful. Southern spins off and looks at Grady back to second base. I almost slipped up. Almost said, "Oh, Grady."
A little casual walk there after he tried to give him a little look at second. He's just keeping his legs from falling asleep. That's what's going on.
The 2-2 in for strike 3, and Gonzalez caught looking. Say goodnight to that one, and that'll bring up Dante Woodard.
Now batting number 32, Dante Woodard.
It's a 6th strikeout tonight from my score sheet here by Jarrett Southard.
2 outs with Jace Grady standing at second base. The pitch, this one's monster shot, hit out to right center. Hayden Thomas calls Porter off, makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. Wildcat Strand 1, and on to the bottom of the 6th we go here in Leander.
Well, once again, Southern, his pitching performance tonight continues. Had just a few minor slip-ups in this ball game, but overall doing a phenomenal job here against the Elgin Wildcats. Got to have your hats off tonight for the defense of Rouse. And, you know, not only is Southern doing a great job out there on the mound, but Hempel coming up with a couple of nice grabs on those line drives to second base in this ball game. Overall, it's been a good one so far as Rouse leads 5-2 here, Michael, as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Dante Woodard back on to pitch the 6th. Interesting article today from the Statesman on the 19-5A roundup as Georgetown secured the district championship last weekend. The three-way tie between Rouse, Cedar Park, and Elgin specifically talked about this game. This is the game of the week, according to the Statesman, with these two scoring powerhouses, and talked about if either one of these teams were swept during this series, that for going from being in a three-way tie, they could find themselves on the outside of the bubble, possibly not even making the playoffs. So Rouse taking care of business so far tonight as John Dominguez now comes to the plate.
Now batting for your Raiders, number 6, John Dominguez.
Woodard picks up the sign from Nevejas. And the pitch. That's down in the dirt for ball 1. And Woodard starting to slow down just a little bit. That's cut on and hit foul for strike 1. 1-1 the count to Mr. Dominguez. Robbie Ramos-Caro on deck. Raiders with a 5-run tally, and Elgin with 2. This is hit over to second. Davila has it, throw over to Harkins in time, and Dominguez is retired for out number 1. That'll bring up Robbie Ramos-Caro. Here in the bottom of the 6th with nobody on. Woodard winds and delivers. This one high and outside for ball 1. One-0. That one definitely high and outside. 2-0 the count to Ramos-Caro. The 2-0 pitch down and in for ball 3. Cody Kelch now on deck. The 3-0 pitch from Woodard, that's inside for ball 4, and Ramos-Caro reaches on 4 straight pitches. And that'll bring up Cody Kelch. I believe Cody Kelch is 0 for 2 on the night.
That is correct. Struck out swinging in the second, out on a 6-3 in the 4th.
1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Raiders with a 5-2 lead over the Elgin Wildcats.
So 3rd walk of the night moments ago by Woodard.
And that's the 5th straight ball from Woodard, as that one was high and outside for ball 1. The 1-0, that's in for a strike. He puts it right down the middle for strike 1. That'll even the count up. A pitch from Woodard, and Kelch just gets a piece of it and fouls it out of play for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Umpire motioning for more baseballs. Woodard comes set. He deals. curveball swung on and missed for strike 3, and Kelch is retired. 2 away as Caleb Diaz now comes to the plate. Nick Hempel on deck. Diaz, I believe, in an 0 for 9 also.
Yeah, 0 for 2 tonight. Had that fly up over to the shortstop in the second, then struck out looking in the fourth.
Caro extends his lead there at first. Woodard delivers down and in for ball 1. The 1-0, Caro takes off. The throw down to second will not be in time, and Caro is in standing up. Two balls, no strikes to Caleb Diaz. And Diaz calls time or asks for it and gets it.
Unless I missed something, is that Rouse's first stolen base of the night?
I think
it was.
I believe that is. Pitch inside for ball 3. And Woodard's command is faded away.
Here's some of the Elgin fans here making their way. That's a pretty long journey, cheering on Dante out there. Friday, I'm going to go early, stop over at Southside, man. That's my favorite place to go. I love going to Elgin.
Oh, yeah, they got some good sausage there. The 3-0, that's in for a strike, and count will go to 3-1. Woodard comes set from the stretch. That pitch gets the outside corner. And the count goes full.
And he was up 3-0 in the count. Now 2 strikes in a row, as you just said. Payoff pitch upcoming.
That was chopped on. It's popped up, playable. Woodard has it, throws over to first. And the side is retired. The Raiders strand 1. They score none. No runs, no hits, no errors. And on to the 7th we go here in Leander.
The Rouse Raiders 3 strikes away. Michael, I'll let you continue this one.
Raiders need 3 outs, and they will seal the first victory of this series.
Souther going to try to finish this one out and pitch a complete game where he's done a great job tonight making his case for our SHN Sports Rouse Raider Player of the Game.
I think you really have to look that way for him. I mean, even though Vanoy had the 2-run shot, Southern has really stepped up in this game where he's struggled of late and has given a solid pitching performance, Rob. 3 hits for the Elgin Wildcats and is all he's given up. Well, on to the 7th we go as we get things started here, and that will bring up number 15, Andrew Gonzalez.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 15, Andrew Gonzalez.
Gonzalez now stands in. Southern winds and comes home. This is going to hit him in the back, and
it's the first hit by pitch that we've seen tonight.
First hit batsman from either side.
To that point, Gonzalez was 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the second, then was out on that 1-3 in the fourth for the 3rd out.
Now batting number 6, Jacob Parkins.
Parkins 0 for 1 tonight, struck out swinging, reached on a walk, and was left stranded in the 5th, Michael.
As he takes for ball 1. No outs with 1 on here in the top of the 7th. Pitch, fastball in for ball 2.
Last 3 pitches here for Southern, trying to find his rhythm again. He, of course, led off with that hit by a pitch, and now 2 balls in a row. See if he can find the strike zone right here, Michael.
2-0. That's in for a called strike.
I knew he would.
2-1 to count to Harkins.
We throw the good vibes from the booth up here to him.
Andrew Gonzalez extends his lead over at first as Harkins takes strike 2. Count evens at 2. Southern checks Gonzalez at first, delivers swing and a miss from Harkins for strike 3, and that's out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher, number 8, Jacob Navejas.
Well, Navejas tonight, he is 1 for 2. He had a hit there in the 3rd and then a stolen base and then eventually able to come around and score on a wild pitch, if you remember. That was the first score for Elgin tonight and then was out on that line to right field.
That's a cover swing. That's hit over to second. Steps on the bag. Called him safe, not in time when he stepped on the bag, but throws over to first in time to get the out. 2 away. As we have a pinch hitter coming in, that'll be number 3, Hunter Johnson.
It's for Ethan Owens.
Now batting number 3, Hunter Johnson.
Hunter Johnson stands in for the first time tonight. He swings and misses for strike 1. Raiders 2 strikes away from a victory here in Leander. The 0-1, swing and a miss.
Well, 1 strike away
as
now.
Johnson chases the slider. You got to wonder what's coming up next. The pitch from Southern, that's cut on and fouled away. And Johnson stays alive. Vanoy gives a sign, 1 on, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. That ends the ball game, and your Rouse Raiders have taken the first in the series against the Elgin Wildcats, 5-2. The Raiders have scored 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. And the Elgin Wildcats scored 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. What an outstanding performance by the Rouse Raiders and Jared Southern tonight. As Jared's solid upon the mound, he goes the complete game to get the victory.
Michael, we'll take a quick break. We'll step aside. We'll break this one down as we look forward to Friday. Rouse Raider Baseball on the SHNSports.com broadcast network will resume in just a few moments.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
This is Brad Tillery.
This is Chuck Crayson.
This is Matt Leishman. This is Steven Stein.
This is Abby Hake.
This is Carl Schoening.
And this is Rob Hipp, and we are SHN Sports, your source for live high school football action in Central Texas. Please join us on Thursday and Friday nights for live coverage before, during, and after the games. That's SHNSports.com. Your team, your broadcast.
2015, 10-5, touchdown, Dakota Cahill.
Well, we're running those football ads because football is seemingly right around the corner in August. Again, thanks for joining us tonight here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. Rob Hipp alongside Michael Francis. Michael, a great game here for Rouse as they win the first of this 2-game series 5-2. Totals tonight for the visiting Elgin Wildcats. They score 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 3 on base. They have 2 errors. And for the hometown Rouse Raiders, scoring 5 runs on 5 hits. Only 1 error tonight for Rouse, leaving 4 on base. But you know, we have a player of the game a lot of times at Georgetown, and tonight if we had to pick one and interview that player, we won't be able to interview him, but the player of the game, without a doubt, the pitcher tonight for the Rouse Raiders, Jared Southern. He did some work did some work early, struggled a bit, just a little bit, but then was able to redeem himself. He really came through tonight. What a night it was on the mound for that young man.
Yeah, great performance by Jared Sutter, just as you mentioned. Struggled a little bit through the middle innings, and then he came up big to close it out and get the victory. Dante Woodard taking the loss tonight for the Wildcats as Rouse goes with a 5-run victory tonight. So taking care of business, doing what they need to do to secure their spot in the playoffs, and taking the first of the series against the Elgin Wildcats tonight, and then hopefully to sweep the series come Friday night in Elgin. Hayden Thomas will be on the mound Friday night to sweep the series, and I believe that will secure the Raiders a playoff spot officially in District 19-5A.
Well, as we look at 19-5A tonight, a nail-biter, but Cedar Park able to defeat Hutto 2-1, that game ending moments ago. And so now we will see Rouse and Cedar Park tied for that number 2 spot. And, of course, Friday, a lot of things will determine who is going to come in and take that too. But there's still, after tonight, there's still 3 games left for either team. So still a lot of juggling that can take place because you had the Rouse Raiders, you had Cedar Park, and you had the Elgin Wildcats all juggling for that number 2 spot. And it's still really up for grabs for anybody. But as you talked about moments ago, another victory for the Rouse Raiders will secure them a playoff spot as Hutto falls down. They were in that 5th spot, I believe. And so Hutto has really got their work cut out for them as they've now lost a couple in a row, and that's really hurt the chances for the Hutto Hippos to get in.
They got swept by Rouse last weekend, and now losing to Cedar Park in a nail-biter. Their chances don't look good now. So you're looking at Cedar Park, Rouse, and Elgin. Not necessarily in that order. We'll go ahead and put Rouse up there at the top.
Yeah, for
Rouse still has Bastrop to play after Elgin, and Bastrop not having a very good season at all. I think they're
1-11. I was going to talk
about they're in the bottom of the district right now.
Bastrop's 1-11. Eastview is winless, and Eastview actually has only won 1 game all season if you look outside of the district season. And so, but the thing is, you can't ever count these teams out. These teams that aren't going to get into the playoffs, such as a Bastrop, which honestly, I love going down to Bastrop. Very hospitable atmosphere. The folks there are always tremendous.
Always nice people.
And talking about that, though, Bastrop is definitely going to – they would love to, take some chicken off the plate, if you will, of the Rouse Raiders. They'll say, hey, we want a little bit of that pie, but it's going to be tough. I don't eat pie, I eat chicken, so that's why I had that reference, Michael. I'd rather take the chicken off the plate than the pie. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, hey, we'll be back on the air Friday. We'll split that up again. It's been a fun one here tonight. I've enjoyed it. A great call tonight, Michael, and doing double duties. And next week you won't have to do double duties. You can focus, solely on the – but for folks that didn't even know, they would have said, this guy's doing PA. I would have never known if I was listening in, Michael. So great job tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Coming through, and excited about that game coming up on Friday down in Elgin. It's going to be a good one, and like I said, I may head over that way a little bit early and grab some. In fact, I think I'm going to be down in that area actually. Anyways, I've got some work to do down just shy of Bastrop County. So I know we talked about maybe originally driving down there, but I may already be down in that area, to be honest. So it's going to be a good game though, and Rouse is going to try to keep things rolling here in 19-5A. Of course, Georgetown already the district champs, but Rouse showing some good composure here now, 5 games in a row. Michael, final thoughts before we sign off of this one tonight.
Rouse just needs to continue to just take care of business. Get out here, compete, do your work. Fantastic job against a great pitcher tonight in Dante Woodard, a D1 commit for Texas State, and Rouse took care of business with him up on the hill. So they just need to continue to do that. They're probably not going to see another pitcher of that caliber until the playoffs.
Well, there's going to be some things, and again, Elgin looking to try to split the series on Friday back on their home field. We'll see what will happen. But again, tonight, your happy final score, Rouse Raiders 5, the Elgin Wildcats 2 here in Leander, Texas. I'm Rob Hipp for Michael Francis and all of our SHN family throughout the network tonight. We want to wish you well, and thanks for joining us. Remember, friends, as I always like to say, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you, especially tonight. Until next time, friends, again, your happy final score, Rouse improves. In the district play here, the final tonight, 5-2. Until then, we'll catch up with you on Friday, 6:50 broadcast time, 7 p.m. first pitch. Good night, and God bless from Leander, Texas.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.